In a world where most consumers of music listen on wireless earbuds or headphones, are studio monitors even relevant anymore? Should you be mixing exclusively on headphones because that's the way most people will ultimately enjoy your music? There's an ongoing debate about this, but I'd say having both is better than having one or the other. But when you compare the cost and portability of a good pair of headphones with that of a good pair of speakers and acoustic treatment, it's clear that the headphone route is much more accessible. One reason mixing with studio monitors is so expensive compared to mixing with headphones is that you not only need to invest in a pair of high quality studio monitors, but you also need to invest in acoustic treatment within your listening space. The ultimate goal when setting up any monitoring system for mixing is to build something you can rely on in order to make decisions about what sounds good and what doesn't. As you'll see in a moment, this isn't necessarily the same for headphones as it is for studio monitors. A good pair of studio monitors will usually have a very flat frequency response, meaning what comes out of the monitors will very closely resemble what goes into the monitors from a frequency balance perspective. But when you're mixing with speakers, the acoustic reflections and resonances in your space will alter that frequency balance. In practice, this means you end up needing to spend even more money on acoustic treatment to correct those issues so that the frequency balance is preserved by the time it reaches the listening position. The ultimate destination for all of the signals in my studio is this RME ADI2 Pro FS. It connects to my audio interface digitally, converts the digital audio to analog audio, and feeds my studio monitors and my headphones. The ADI2 has a parametric EQ on each of the studio monitor outputs, which can be used to make adjustments that fine-tune some of the remaining nonlinearities in the frequency response of my system after acoustic treatment has been applied. But as you can see, there's still a lot of work to do in terms of physical acoustic treatment within my room, so I'll almost certainly get more accurate sound from headphones which aren't affected by the acoustics of my room at all. There are several ways to implement corrective EQ, but I prefer this method where it's a piece of hardware in my signal chain rather than a piece of software on my computer, because this workflow allows for separate correction curves for speakers and headphones without the risk of forgetting to switch a preset and without the need to deal with problematic drivers or software. There are also parametric EQs on the headphone outputs of the ADI2, but these aren't necessarily used to target a perfectly flat frequency response as we might target for studio monitors. See, we've grown so accustomed to listening to speakers in a room that when you directly inject sound into your ears with a very flat frequency response using headphones, it ends up sounding different from what you'd expect. Therefore, many modern mixing headphones will not have a flat frequency response, but will rather have a frequency response that attempts to approximate the sound of listening through speakers. There are several targets used in modern headphone production. One is to measure the frequency response of a high-quality speaker in an anechoic free field. Another is to measure the frequency response of a high-quality speaker in a reverberant room from a distance far enough away from the speaker that the indirect sound and the direct sound are equal in level, aka a diffuse field. And in recent years, the Harman target curve has become very popular because it integrates a high-quality speaker, a high-quality room, and human perception and preference. In any case, these curves are far from flat. Many people use frequency response correction for their headphones as well. In fact, there's a Reddit post linked below the video that gives you the specific parameters to put into an RME ADI for several different specific models of headphones in order to get closer to the Harman target curve. In my opinion, I think it's best to listen to the uncorrected frequency response of your headphones because you can take that with you anywhere. That means you can rely on your headphones as a reference in any situation, even if you don't have a corrective EQ curve applied. There's a wide range of options when choosing headphones, but even some of the best headphones out there still cost a fraction of what you'd pay for studio monitors. I'd avoid active noise canceling headphones or wireless Bluetooth headphones, and you can check out the links below if you're interested in learning why these should be avoided.